Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our English debate class with Mr. Saiful Anwar as our lecturer. First, let me introduce the debaters. On the affirmative team, we have Ms. Lutfiatul Nur Imansari acting as the first speaker, Ms. Gita Dwi Yolanda acting as the second speaker, and Mr. Ardian Maulana Ishak acting as the third speaker. On the negative team, we have Ms. Dinda Widya acting as the first and the third speaker, and Mr. Rehan Fareza acting as the second speaker. The reply speech from the affirmative team will be given by Ms. Lutfiatul Nur Imansari and Ms. Gita Dwi Yolanda, and the conclusion speech will be given by Mr. Ardi Maulana. The reply speech from the negative team will be given by Ms. Dinda Widya and Mr. Rehan Fareza, and the conclusion speech will be given by Mr. Rehan Fareza. Now, I would like to introduce the honorable adjudicators. The name is Mr. Saiful Anwar. And today, talking to you, acting as the chairperson is me, Cindy Dupatrani. Ladies and gentlemen, let me announce the rules and regulation of today's debate. 1. Each substantive speech takes 2 minutes. After 1 minute, the timekeeper will knock once. After minutes, the timekeeper will knock continuously to show that time is over. 2. The reply speech and the conclusion speech takes 1 minute. After 45 seconds, the timekeeper will knock once, and after 1 minute, the timekeeper will knock continuously to show that time is over. And last, the chairperson will give approximately 3 minutes of time for each team to build their reply speech. Ladies and gentlemen, the motion for today's debate is, should cigarette production be stopped in our country? Now, I would like to invite the first speaker from affirmative team. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Ms. Lutfiatul Nur Imansari. Ms. Lutfi, 2 minutes, time is yours.
Thank you, moderator. Cigarettes are the decline artifacts in the history of human civilization. Based on a report by the World Health Organization or WHO that was launched by the World Population Review, cigarettes as a tobacco product have killed more than 8 million people per year, both active and passive smokers. If it is related to the title of our debate, which is should cigarette production to be stopped in our country, I strongly agree, because obviously smoking can harm health. Some of the diseases caused by smoking include lung cancer, oral cancer, heart disease, and blood clot. One of the victims reported by Nakita.grid.id was the late Chrisye, a famous Indonesian singer at the time who died of lung cancer and was a smoker in the past. Smoking is also increases the risk of heart attacks, stroke, tooth and gum damage, and wrinkling of the skin. The number of male smokers is more than women. In South and Southeast Asia, smoking rate tend to be very high for men and very low for women. In Indonesia, the rate male smoker is 76.20% and female smoker are only 3.60%. Finally, the Indonesian government has officially increased the cigarette excise rate by 12.5% in 2021. Of the reason for the increase in the cigarette excise rate is to reduce the number of child smokers. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Lutfi. Now, I would like to invite the first speaker from negative team. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Ms. Dinda Widya. Ms. Dinda, 2 minutes, time is yours.
Okay, thank you for giving time. Cigarettes are one of the highest incomes in Indonesia. Even cigarette custom increased by 73%, reported by Konta.co.id, the 2021 State Revenue and Expenditure Budget Report or APBN reported that throughout the first quarter of 2021, custom and excise revenues grew 62.7% year-on-year or YOY, mainly due to the contribution of cigarette excise tax revenue, which skyrocketed 73.9% in line with the increase in the average cigarette excise rate of 12.5% this year, so it can be exerted that if cigarettes stop production, the state's income will decrease greatly because cigarettes have a big influence of the state budget. Reported from CNBC Indonesia, it is known the increase in cigarettes has just occurred this year by 12.5%. Not all classes or types of cigarettes are subject to increased excise rates. only mention made kretek cigarettes or SKM and hand-white cigarettes or SPT have increased excise rates. For this KM category, the excise tax increased by 13.8% until 16.9%, depending on the class. While for SPM, it rose 16.5% until 18.4%. This policy has considered several things, such as the target of state revenue from excise, which is set 172 trillion in 2021, and to protect workers in the tobacco industry as many as 158.5 thousand people and tobacco farmers as many as 2.6 million people. So it can be concluded that how many tobacco farmers in Indonesia will be harmed if cigarette production is stopped. As well, what about the income of the country where cigarettes are the highest state income? Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Dinda. Now, I would like to invite the second speaker from affirmative team. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Ms. Gita Dwi Yolanda. Ms. Gita, 2 minutes, time is yours.
Okay, thank you for moderator. In addition, most of the world's countries are also making progress in reducing smoke rates and overall consumption. Many different methods have been proposed to support this activity, including tax increase as already implemented in Indonesia, advertising bans and cessation promotion. One option that deserves more attention in the cessation of cigarette production at the local or national level. If the policy of stopping cigarette production can be implemented, the next step that can be taken is ban of the sale of cigarette. We can learn from US, its imposed bans on the sale of cigarette from 1,890 to 1,927. In addition to reducing human suffering, eliminating the sales of cigarette will result in saving in healthcare costs, increase labor productivity, reduce fire hazard, reduce consumption of scarce physical resources, and a smaller global carbon footprint. Elimination will also stop on one of the main sources of corruption in modern civilization, and will effectively eliminate one of the historical forces behind the denial of global warming and environmental obscuration. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Gita. Now, I would like to invite the second speaker from negative team. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Rehan Pareza. Mr. Rehan, 2 minutes, time is yours.
Thank you, moderator. Cigarettes are also defective because they have been engineered to produce an inhalable smoke. Tobacco smoke was rarely inhaled prior to the 19th century. It was too harsh, too alkaline. Smoke first became inhalable with the invention of flue curing, a technique by which the tobacco leaf is heated during fermentation, preserving the sugars naturally present in the unprocessed leaf. Sugars, when they burn, produce acid, which lower the pH of the resulting smoke, making it less harsh, more inhalable. There is a certain irony here. Since these milder cigarettes were actually far more deadly, allowing smoke to be drawn deep into the lungs. The world's present epidemic of lung cancer is almost entirely due to the use of low pH flue cured tobacco in cigarettes, an industry-wide practice that could be reserved and at any time. Regulatory agencies should mandate a significant reduction in road content nicotine, but they should also require that no cigarette be sold with a smoke pH lower than 8. Those two mandates alone would do more for public health than any previous law in history. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Raihan. Now, I would like to invite the third speaker from affirmative team. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Ardiansa Maulana Ishak. Mr. Ardiansa, 2 minutes, time is yours.
Thank you, moderator. The Southeast Asia Tobacco Control Alliance, STACCA, report entitled The Tobacco Control Atlas. ASEAN region shows that Indonesia is the country with the highest number of smokers in ASEAN, which is 55,19 million people. This figure is equivalent to 34% of the total population of Indonesia in 2016. Not only adults in Indonesia people have smokers, but the children too. Around 79,8% of smokers buy their cigarettes at kiosks, stores, or mini markets. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ardiansa. Now, I would like to invite the third speaker from negative team. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Ms. Dinda Widya. Ms. Dinda, 2 minutes, time is yours.
Okay, thank you for giving time. When we are from the health side, we all know that cigarettes are very dangerous for health. But did you know that cigarettes are not completely harmful to health? Reported from the article Merdeka.com, smoking is also beneficial from health. Some of the benefits are reducing the risk of Parkinson's, recovering quickly from heart disease, preventing asthma and allergies, nicotine killing germs that cause tuberculosis, and reducing the risk of obesity. According to research, pregnant women in Sweden who smoked 15 cigarettes per day gave birth to babies with a lower risk of asthma and allergies. In addition, a study in the journal Psychology and Behavior by research from Yale University revealed that people who quiet smoking will experience drastic weight gain. So not all things that are harmful are indeed dangerous, and good things must be dangerous. For example, cabbage vegetables. Cabbage is one of the vegetables that are good for the body, but what happens if we eat cabbage too often? Reported from Click Doctor, most eating cabbage will result in constipation, population hypothyroidism caused by a lack of iodine, and many more examples. The conclusion is that anything its excess is not good, but we can't judge something is bad. Another example is watermelon. Watermelon is fruit which is very fresh. It's also good for the body, but do you know if we eat watermelon continuously? Reported by ID and Times, eating watermelon will cause digestive tract disorders, increase glucose or blood sugar, liver inflammation, and even cardiovascular disease. The potassium content in watermelon is an important nutrition that plays a role in keeping the body healthy and making bones and muscles stronger. However, if our bodies consume foods rich in potassium too much, then the potassium content in the body will increase and it can cause cardiovascular problems such as weak pulse, irregular heartbeat, and etc. It will make us easily tired, often dizzy and dizzy eyes. So not necessarily the best is always good, and the worst will always be bad. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Dinda. Ladies and gentlemen, now I will give 3 minutes for each team to prepare for their reply speech. Ladies and gentlemen, the time is over. Now, I would like to invite Ms. Lutfiatul Nur Imansari to give the reply speech from the affirmative team. Ms. Lutfi, 1 minute, time is yours.
Thank you. Although cigarettes are one of the highest income in Indonesia, and if cigarette excise taxes increase, the government must also think about and prioritize the health of its people. If the other reason is the declining income of tobacco farmers, I don't think it's a big problem because the government can develop tobacco production in the health sector. According to Merdeka.com, tobacco is also useful for relieving allergies, providing first aid for minor wounds, cleaning the nasal passages, and allegedly can prevent diabetes. With the development of tobacco in the field of public health, it becomes healthier without smoking and government income can run stably. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Lutfi. Now, I would like to invite Ms. Dinda Widya to give their reply speech from the negative team. Ms. Dinda, 1 minute, time is yours.
Okay, thank you for giving time. As previously explained, if sugar production is bad only because of health problems, what about the state budget? How about the fate of the tobacco farmers? Are we going to increase the percentage of unemployment in Indonesia? If we just talk about health, it is not just cigarette that interfere with health, such as instant noodle and junk food. These foods are very dangerous for health and can cause obesity as well as coronary heart disease. Why don't these foods also stop production if only for health reasons cigarettes stop production? If cigarettes stop production, do you have any product recommendation that can replace cigarette and but have income or even greater revenue for the state budget? At least, if we eliminate a large state income, we must also have a solution to the loss of state revenue by stopping cigarette production. Whether is there a product that has the same income as cigarette or even more so that we dare to stop the production of cigarettes? And do we have a livelihood recommendation for tobacco farmers so they don't become unemployed? Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Dinda. Now, I would like to invite Ms. Gita Dwi Yolanda to give their second reply speech from the affirmative team. Ms. Gita, 1 minute, time is yours.
Okay, thank you for the time. Because the cost of increase, it means that this cigarette production benefit the Indonesia government income. Because many people consume cigarette, it means that they will make active smokers, men, women, and children. They will be closer to their organs. Because cigarettes are very dangerous, the government must stop the production of cigarette. The government must use tobacco for more useful than cigarettes. For example, for the health, as previously explained, smoking can harm the nation generation if they are used to smoking since childhood. Then their organ will be damaged gradually. So Indonesia government must stop the production of cigarette to make Indonesian people more healthy. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Gita. Now, I would like to invite Mr. Rehan Fareza to give their second reply speech from the negative team. Mr. Rehan, 1 minute, time is yours. Well, I think there is a problem with Mr. Rehan. So, negative team, do you have any backup for Mr. Rehan presence and speech?
Okay, I want to back up for Rehan for a conclusion, right? Okay, the cigarette is the deadliest object
Oh,
in the
wait.
history. Wait, okay.
Now is the second replay speech, not the conclusion. Do you want to skip the second
Oh,
replay
replay
speech
speech. Okay, I have.
so we can go to the conclusion speech?
Okay.
Yes, the
I want
second
to back
replay
up from the
speech.
right hand. Okay. Please giving time firstly.
Okay, now I would like to invite Miss Dinda Widya to give their second replay speech from the negative team. Miss Dinda Widya, 1 minute time.
Okay, thank you for giving crime. Sugars are also defective because they have been engineered to produce an inhalable smoke. Tobacco smoke was early inhaled prior to the 19th century. It was too harsh to alkaline smoke first became inhalable with the invention of flue curing, and technique by which the tobacco leaf is heated during fermentation, preserving the sugar naturally present in the unprocessed leaf. People say the enjoy cigarettes are resurfaced, so the mass smoker want to quit but cannot because they need nicotine to feel normal to relieve the pain of withdrawal. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Dinda. Now I would like to invite Miss Dinda as the to give their conclusion speech from the negative team. Miss Dinda, 1 minute time is yours.
Okay. Thank you for giving them. The conclusion, the cigarette is the deadliest object in the history of human civilization. It is also a defective product, a financial burden on caste or stable societies, an important source of political and scientific corruption, and a cause of both global warming and global warming denial. Tobacco manufacturers have a long history of promising to stop the production of cigarettes, so they ever be proven harmful. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Dinda. Now I would like to invite Mr. Ardiansah from the affirmative team to give their conclusion speech. Mr. Ardiansah, 1 minute time is yours.
Okay, thank you. Conclusion. Indonesia is one of the countries with the largest smoking population in the world, where the percentage reaches 39.9%, which means that 37 million people in Indonesia are active cigarette consumers. And not only adults who consume cigarettes in Indonesia, even underage teenagers also become a cigarette consumers. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ardiansa. Ladies and gentlemen, that's all from our debate class today. The aim of this debate class is to fulfill our final exam of the subject English debate and critical thinking. We would like to thank Mr. Saiful Anwar for giving us this precious opportunity and experience. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we hope that this performance of us will bring a little joy to your life, and we hope that you can gain some knowledge from this. We wish you nothing but the best. Thank you so much for all the debaters, the incredible team, and for all of you for all the attention. That's all from me. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi
Waalaikumsalam
wabarakatuh.
warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Wabarakatuh.